Hey, I'm Cece, and if you're new here, please study the warnings and think very carefully about whether or not you would like to continue with this game. I would also like to remind you that minors are not welcome in this video. Please go get older and then come back when you're 18. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I love you, and buckle the fuck up. Okay, today I am going in and playing Lover's Trophy. It has been suggested to me a lot of times. I have zero idea of what's going to happen in this other than it's gonna be fucked up. But I mean, I feel like my experience with Boyfriend and Till Death probably puts me at a good advantage here, so I should be okay, but I also have no clue as to who these characters are or what to expect. I have not looked into anything at all, so this is all going to be the first time I have seen it. So please hold my hand as we do this journey together. And just a side note, like always, I will censor out the really bad stuff. I'll try to keep in as much as I can, but just so you feel safe and comfy, I will be taking out the really egregious things, but everything else we'll experience together. You wake up in your bed not remembering the night before. Why is that so dirty? Ew. Hell, you can't even remember your name. Oh no, what is it? In your hungover state, you attempt to remember. What is your name? I'm Cece. You say your name out loud, it foreign on your lips, despite you having heard it your whole life. You rise from the cluster of motel sheets, rubbing your head before getting up completely. Oh, well, that makes sense why it's so dirty. You should shower. You're starting to smell a little ripe. You head to the shower, the motel now very familiar to you at this point. You've been down on your luck lately, and this is your last night here. You only have a couple dollars left. You clamber into the motel shower, turning on the water and beginning to wash yourself. You find yourself deep in thought. Who are you? Besides a being living in a motel room. Aw, okay. This one. That makes sense. You begin to wash yourself, starting with your chest. You notice that... Oh! Let's go with some nice little titties. You wash your boobs like normal. After all, they're pretty fun. You decide to wash your lower region. Yikes! Oh. Well, let's Okay, in the download description, it said that this game is completely customizable, but I did not expect it to be this customizable. I feel like we're really diving deep here into who I am as a person. Cool, so now we all know my downstairs business, I guess. You wash yourself, making sure to get all the nooks and crannies. The water runs over you, feeling, well, really nice. You needed this. After your shower, you proceed to the window, taking a look at the town a few stories below. You decide this is the day you will change your life. Yeah, it will. For the better or for the worse has not been decided, but it'll change. Where do you want to go? Let's see, the park or the gas station? Why does this paper say I see you with a heart? The fuck does that mean? Let's go to the park and see if we can go pet people's dogs, because that's what I like to do when I go to the park. Just pet other people's dogs. You decide to go to the park. Some fresh air would do you some good. You consider walking, but the area around the park can be kind of sketchy, so you decide to drive instead. When you arrive at the park and get out of your car, you see a strange shape in the trees. Upon closer examination, the shape seems to be a man hunched over a small animal. In the tree? He's in the tree. Did I read that right? In the trees. There's a man in the trees. He's just perched over an animal in the trees? You can't tell if the animal is okay, but it could be dangerous to approach him. Hey, homie, you good? You decide it's probably better to call out from afar than to approach. I mean, a man's in a tree, crouched like a little squirrel. I'm already put off by this gremlin creature. I don't want to get near him. You decide it's probably better to call out from afar than to approach. Hey, is everything okay down there? The strange man looks at you, standing to look at you properly. There's an animal over here that's been hurt pretty badly. Can you come over and take a look? Abso-fucking-lutely not, sir. There's something odd about his gaze, like he might be sizing you up. No, nope, strange man. I know your tricks. I know your tricks. This is how you get me to come over there, and then you're gonna bonk me in the head and drag me to a basement. Too smart for you. No. This just doesn't seem like something you want to mess around with, to be honest. Sorry, but I can't stand blood. I'll call someone out to give you a hand, though. You think you can see a flash of irritation on his face for a moment, but you could be wrong. You're never wrong. Trust your instincts. Run. You turn around and head back to your car, climbing in and locking the doors, just in case. After a moment's thought, you dial up 911 to report the incident. After all, who knows if that guy was the nutjob who hurt that animal? It clearly wasn't a natural injury. Do we even see the animal? Once you got through to the operator, you describe the incident as well as the man you saw at the scene. The operator on the line tells you police will come soon, but that you don't have to stick around and wait for them. That means the police aren't coming. Okay, so I feel like if we go back to the motel, he's just gonna follow us and then bonk us over the head and drag us to a basement. But if we wait for the police, he'll probably break into the car, bonk us over the head and take us to the basement. There really doesn't seem to be a win-win here. Maybe we can get into the motel and then real quick, lock the door. And then just not let him in. Unless he gets us in the parking lot. I'm overthinking this. We all know where this is going to end up. Let's just pick which way we're going to go. We're going to leave. Once the call is over, you start up your car and begin to drive back to the motel room. You know you should probably stay to fill out a witness report about what you saw. But to be honest, the whole thing has been exhausting and you don't feel like being out any longer. Vibes. The drive back to the motel is pretty calm, but you have an odd feeling like you're being watched the entire time because he's following us. You decide to follow the noise, assuming the room service crew left the window open so the room could air out. The motel room seems largely undisturbed, but as you follow the sound of the wind, you notice something odd. The window stands slightly open across the room, but there's a much bigger problem now. There's a man in here. In between you and the window, the bathroom door stands slightly open, and a sliver of light shines from inside. Inside, you can hear a slight rustling, and one thing's for sure, someone else is in there. Yeah, we're gonna run. You are not one of those idiots in the horror movies. You're not gonna go investigate the stranger in your house. You turn your ass right around and head for the door, but unfortunately, it seems the intruder expected this. You can feel a wiry arm wind around your waist, yanking you hard against your assailant's chest. The intruder's other hand comes around to force a rag against your mouth and nose, forcing you to breathe it in. Your lungs fill with the burn of chemicals, and you thrash against his grip, jerking your head side to side. With your head turned, you're able to catch a glance of your attacker before you pass out. Shh, quit fighting. It'll go a lot faster if you let it happen. Why would I want that to happen? The man's face and voice are both familiar. This is the same man you saw in the park. What a surprise! You don't have much time to struggle before the world begins to fade to black around you. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I. When your eyes open again, they're flooded with an intense light that stings to look at. Your eyes take a moment to adjust to the light, but you soon realize it's coming from a dental light above you. Awesome. I didn't want all of my teeth anyways. You try to sit up only to be stopped sharply by cold, solid metal. Looks like we've got some handcuffs on. Also, there is a heart gauge here, and I'm assuming this would be our sanity. So we are currently shackled, we've got all of our sanity, and I would assume this is full health. It's very, very small, which makes me worried. And it also worries me now that I'm looking at it, the intense amount of teeth on these shelves. I know it might feel a little bit weird, but I mean, it feels weird to me. I'm gonna stay on this side of the screen. I am a right side of the screen girl now, so you can see the sanity bar. We'll get through it. 4 metal cuffs bind you to the reclined dental chair, 2 around your wrists and 2 around your ankles. Ahead of you, you can see the slightly grimy walls and the rough, hard carpeting of a basement. What did I tell you? Drag us into a basement. Kidnapping, it's baby's first kidnap. I'm used to basements, get something new. There's not much to see in front of you, but looking to your left, you spot something that turns your stomach. On the left-hand wall of the basement, a set of shelves holds what must be hundreds of jars of teeth. You'd hate to think how many of these jars are filled with teeth from victims just like you. Probably all of them. I would assume all of them. Let's figure out what's going on with these cuffs. You know, no matter how scared you are, you can't just sit there and do nothing. You squirm in the dental chair, struggling against the metal shackles. It hurts and your skin gets a bit scraped, but eventually you manage to wiggle your wrists free. With your hands open, you undo your ankle shackles easily, standing and stretching your stiff limbs. Okay, so we are no longer shackled. The door's gonna be locked, and or we're gonna go for the door and he's gonna be like opening it at the same time and we're gonna get bonked on the head. So let's see if we can find a weapon in here, even if it's just one of the jars of teeth. Just I feel like that would be something, you know? Let's take a gander. Among the dental tools on the counter, you find a small scalpel, tiny but viciously sharp. Sorry, this right-hand camera is like throwing me off. Okay, is this a little better? Straight on. I feel like it's a little better, so now I don't look like I'm looking off into space. I don't know. I'm probably the only one that gives a shit, but here's where we are. Okay. You tuck the scalpel into your pocket in case you need it later, knowing you may need to fight your kidnapper. Suddenly, you hear the sound of footsteps approaching the door. Let's take him by surprise. We'll go back to the chair. At the sound of footsteps, you turn to run back to the dental chair. Such a pain in my asshole. Okay. You sit back down in the chair quickly, settling your limbs back into the shackles. Escaping has loosened the shackles enough to pull your limbs out again, thankfully. Hopefully, he won't notice your bonds are looser. Though, if you pretend you never moved, maybe your kidnapper won't notice you have a weapon. You haven't been in the chair more than a few seconds before you hear the door open behind you. The man who brought you here comes to stand next to you, seeming excited to see you. Huh? Oh, good, you're awake. I was wondering how long you'd stay out. Who the hell are you, sir? I hate that. I hate everything about this. I hate it. I hate it. You know this man was the one who kidnapped you in the park, but you really don't know much else about him. Who are you? Well, my name is Wade Curtis, but I'd like you to call me Dr. Curtis while you're my patient. The man, who you now know is named Wade, sets the last of his tools on the tray, then turns toward you. Now, I'm going to need you to open nice and wide for me, all right? Will not be doing that. If you put your fingers anywhere near my face, I'm going to bite them. Going to bite them. This is proven by science. No, fuck off. You really don't want this creep poking around in your mouth, honestly. You clamp your jaw shut tighter, shaking your head at him. Wade rolls his eyes, irritated by your refusal. What, are you scared of the dentist or something? Do I need to sedate you? Probably. Probably, because I will bite you. Look at these fingers. These fingers are so close to my face. He gonna get bit. For a second, he considers the idea, but as he's looking at his tray for a syringe, his eyes light up. Actually, I have a better idea. Wade turns away from you, reaching to the side and picking up a strange device. It looks kind of terrifying, honestly. Clear plastic half circles connected by an arch, with 2 plastic wedges extending off it. At first, it's not entirely clear how the device is meant to be used. But then he forces the device into your mouth, squeezing your jaw hard to open it. The half-circle parts of the device push your cheeks back painfully to expose your teeth. The wedges branching off them prevent you from biting down, leaving your mouth wide open. I guess. With the cheek retractor in your mouth, you're helpless against whatever he chooses to do. The thought is frightening, to say the least. There, you certainly won't be causing trouble now. This man clearly does not know me. Wade flushes a little as he examines your mouth, growing more heated by the moment. This isn't looking too good, honestly. Wade retracts his hand from your mouth and you breathe a sigh of relief. Unfortunately, your relief is rather short-lived. Because I did not expect shenanigans to happen this early in the game. I'm gonna be super honest. A moment later, you hear the metallic sound of a zipper opening. Keep that, oh God. Keep that mouth open for me. Okay. There's a rustle of clothing, and then Wade lowers the back of the dental chair. As the chair tilts back, your head lowers down. The chair stops moving once you're level with his hips, and you can see why his zipper opened now. I was expecting it, and I'm still surprised. Like I was expecting this to happen, and I'm still horrified by this happening. Oh my God. Why does it take up so much screen? Oh my God. This is gonna be impossible to edit around. Fuck. Okay, well, Yep. I guess that's the only thing I can do. The text says, keep your mouth open. It's the only choice, I guess, because we have the thingamabobber. So I guess next time we'll just comply. And then he won't put the bobber in. And then I'm gonna bite the shit out of him. Bite it off, hopefully. Just take it off. These circumstances are humiliating, but you don't really want to find out what happens if you close your mouth. I mean, I physically can't. After all, this man seems rather unstable, and pissing him off could end badly. I feel like it's always going to end badly. This situation is just going to be bad. Yikes. Okay. He undoes the shackles on your wrists and ankles once he's finished being disgusting. Wade lets out a sigh, looking you over now that you're up from the dental chair. Let's get you set up with somewhere to sleep. He stalks over to one of the sets of cabinets in the basement, pulling out a large cushion. He tosses it flat on the ground, adding a blanket and a small pillow as well. Oh, how nice. Upon closer examination, the thick pad seems to be a dog bed. God damn it. If he talks about putting a fucking collar on me, I'm going to riot. It's one of the nicer ones for sure, but a dog bed nonetheless. This'll have to do since you can't come upstairs. Why not? I would be a great house guest. Definitely would not try to escape. He shrugs easily, motioning to the bed. Are you hungry? I can bring you something to eat before you sleep. I don't trust you. You know, no. Fucking, I hate this man. I hate him. And you know what? It's because he's blonde. I bet you he has blue eyes, and it's just too little to see. I bet you. Fuck off. You're gonna drug it or something. You shake your head, a little grossed out by his crude joke. Yeah, that's what I'm grossed out about. No? Alright, suit yourself. Wade doesn't seem to care too much if you eat or not. Oddly enough, it almost seems like he was offering to be polite or something. Is there a smiley face in the O's? Stop. Of course, politeness is a moot point considering what he's done to you. Honestly. As Wade leaves the basement, your stomach growls in protest. Of course you're hungry after not eating all day, but there's no way you'd trust his food. Absolutely not. What if he drugs it or something? Still, sitting with your hunger, you almost regret your decision. Your hunger pangs squeeze at your stomach, reminding you of how long it's been since you ate. Maybe getting some rest will help distract you from your hunger. No. I want to make bad choices and see if we can find something to get us out of here. You're too stressed to sleep, especially in a place like this. What if he comes down and kills you in the night and you never even wake up to defend yourself? Granted, if he wanted you dead, he probably would have done it while you were tied down. Still, you have no clue how the mind of a serial killer works. As you stare around you at the basement, you're unsettled by what you see. A makeshift dental office with blood stains on the floor surrounding it. And across the way, a large wall of nothing but jars of teeth. It's enough to make you feel a little nauseous. How many other people have died here? Will you eventually just be another blood stain on the basement floor? Your thoughts are interrupted after what feels like hours, though you can't be sure. The basement door creaks open and Wade steps in. I thought we were gonna have the chance to look around or whatever. You're still awake? I guess it makes sense that you can't sleep. Wade pauses, following your gaze to see what you're staring at. Oh, the jars? Those are all from my collection. Oh, wow. Do you want to see some? No. Fuck off. You frown, shaking your head quickly. I do not want to see your teeth. No thanks, teeth kind of creep me out. See, no, here's the thing. Teeth themselves do not creep me out. Seeing a jar of human teeth, knowing that they were taken unwillingly, that creeps me out. Especially when they're, not attached to mouths. Oh, alright. Yeah, I guess I get it. He seemed oddly dejected about not getting to show you his teeth collection. Get wrecked, Wade. I don't give a shit about your feelings. I know a lot of people are afraid of going to the dentist. He stands there for a moment, staring at the teeth wall. After a moment, he approaches it, grabbing one of the jars and rubbing it with his sleeve. When he turns back around, he seems to have composed himself. Well, I'd better leave you to get some sleep then. I'll be back to get you in the morning. With that, he leaves the basement, leaving you to sit alone in the dark once again. This time, nothing interrupts the long stretch of silence as you sit awake in the lonely room. Eventually, sleep takes you whether you want it to or not, and your eyes drift shut. Tomorrow, you'll see what this madman has in store for you. When you wake up, it's hard to tell if it's morning or not. Your vision is a bit fuzzy at first as you yawn, looking around you. You're still in the basement, right where you were when you fell asleep. You can't help thinking back to last night and wondering how it could have ever really happened. It all seems like some kind of strange, surreal nightmare. You pinch yourself, hoping the pain will snap you out of it. You don't wake up, of course. After all, this is no dream. You're really here, really stuck. The door to the basement creaks open after a moment, and Wade walks into the basement. He's wearing pretty much the same clothes as he did yesterday, still just as worn and stained. I have to go to work, but I'll be back later. If I get back and you pulled something dumb, you don't want to know what will happen. Oddly, Wayne seems off-put about something, very different than he was last night. Any amount of satisfaction he got from what he did to your poor mouth seems to have faded. Probably because I didn't look at his fucking teeth. All you can do is hope he won't escalate to worse measures. Oh, and I brought you something. Wade tosses you a packet, and upon closer examination, it seems to be a junky snack cake. Ooh, got a little Debbie. He tosses a Ziploc towards you as well, containing a toothbrush, toothpaste, and a bottle of water. Oh, how kind, gotta keep these teeth pearly white. Brush your teeth once you eat. I'll know if you don't. It may just be because he's on his way to work, but Wade seems to be in a much worse mood. He leaves the basement in a huff, locking it tight behind him. You examine the items Wade gave you, sighing. Eat the damn cakes. Don't eat the snacks. Just eat the damn cakes. You can't help yourself. As soon as Wade has left the room, you scarf down the cakes eagerly. You're too hungry to turn down food, even something as junky and sugar-loaded as these. You devour them too fast, and you don't even get much chance to enjoy them. Still, the sugary taste and the familiar frosting lingering on your lips and tongue are soothing. They remind you of simpler, less nightmarish times. Maybe someday things will be okay again like they were before all this happened. Having made your decision about the sugary snack cakes, you now turn your glance to the other bag. I will not be brushing my teeth. I know that there is going to be horrific consequences for not doing it, but I'm not doing it. He can go fuck himself. Wade gave you a water bottle, a toothbrush, and toothpaste. He said he would know if you didn't brush your teeth, but would he really? What's he gonna do, sniff your breath? Probably. Still, maybe you shouldn't test him. Nah, I'm not gonna brush my teeth. Go fuck yourself. You kick the toothbrush and toothpaste aside, huffing a little in irritation. There's no way this guy's gonna know if you don't brush your teeth. I know he's gonna know. I know he's gonna know. I just don't care. I don't give a shit. I want him to know that I didn't brush my teeth because I don't care about him or his little man ego. Does it really matter if you don't bother to? Honestly, half the reason you're ignoring it is out of spite. Yes. You're not going to do everything he tells you just because he said so. No. You may be stuck in this damn basement, but you're still a human being. You can still make your own decisions. So we're going to search. We're going to search the basement, because obviously trying to escape right now, we don't have anything to be able to get us out of here, so let's look around. In the end, you decide to search through the basement. Maybe, if you look well enough, you can find something important out about him. You start with a large wall of jars, each of them filled with teeth. It makes you a bit sick to look at, but you push on. Each of the jars is filled with a different set of teeth, all shapes and sizes. Every single jar has a label, carefully handwritten and secured with rubber cement. Some of the oldest jars have labels that are yellowing and peeling up at the corners. Each jar is lovingly labeled with the species the teeth came from, as well as a date. The date seems to represent when he got the teeth. The most recent, a jar of dog teeth. That's probably what was at the park. It was labeled with the date you saw him in the park. See, and I didn't even get to fucking pet it. Shenanigans. You shudder a little at the memory of the poor wounded animal. As you flick your eyes over the jars, you find yourself stopping on one in particular. It looks older than the rest. The jar is unlike the others as well, both in appearance and labeling. While the other jars are carefully labeled, stored in medical jars or clean, new mason jars, this set seems to be stored in an old, washed-out pasta sauce jar. The label has no scientific information on it. All it has is a name and a date. Marissa Summers. Dated June 17th, 18 years ago. Oh my God. What if this is my mom? What if this is my mom? Did he kill my mom and put her teeth in a pasta sauce jar? I'm tripping. This is wild. A little chill runs down your spine at the sight. A big chill. This is fucking weird. The teeth aren't meticulously cleaned or perfectly labeled. These seem to be much, much older than the rest of the collection. He did something awful to get these, you can tell. You turn away from the shells, shaking yourself mentally. You need to get a hold of yourself. You need to keep looking. See what's in the cabinets. You shake off your feeling of horror, moving toward the cabinets and beginning to dig through them. At first, all you manage to find are mechanics tools like wrenches and hammers. A hammer would be good. A hammer would be good to bonk him over the head with. Then your hand hits on something else, a small paper box. You take a hold of it, pulling it out slowly. Your eyes widen as you read the label. A full box of rat poison. You pull it out carefully. When you give it a tentative sniff, it has the faint almond smell you've heard cyanide is meant to give off. I did not know that. I did not know that cyanide smells like almonds. Learn something new every day. You can't believe you've gotten so lucky. This could be your ticket out. How? How am I going to get him to eat rat poison? It's not like I have any food in here. All you have to do is slip some of this into his food and you'll be home free. Again, what food? I mean, sure, let's keep it. Maybe we can, blow it into his eyeballs. You look around surreptitiously, as though he could somehow still be watching you. Then you snag the Ziploc you put your toothbrush and toothpaste in. You toss the dental supplies aside, pouring some of the poison into the baggie and zipping it shut. You tuck the baggie into your pocket for safekeeping, then put the box back. You do your best to put it back in the exact position you found it, so he won't notice. You don't want to have blood on your hands, but it's beginning to seem like that's the only way. You need to get out of here. Surely the cops will rule it self-defense. You swallow hard. Sometimes the only way to escape a killer is to become one. But you won't be like him. You're not doing this for your own enjoyment. You're doing it for your freedom. Okay, let's look through the boxes. You decide to check the cardboard boxes piled into one corner, and you approach them carefully. The boxes are dusty, and they seem like they haven't been touched in years. The top few boxes seem normal enough. Christmas ornaments, old art made by a child. As you examine the toothy grins of the shaky stick figures in the picture, you wonder if Wade made these. Probably. As you get to the bottom of the first box, though, you stumble across a photo album. The front is pale blue with a framed photo of a tiny blonde baby pasted on the cover. The cover is decorated with layers of frothy lace and silk bows. Somehow, you don't think that Wade made this himself. As you flip over the front cover, you read the inscription on the inside. To baby Wade, welcome to the world. I can't wait to watch you grow. I'll love you forever, unconditionally. Love, Mama. Why do I feel like something horrible happened to her? By the hands of Wade. The message seems sweet, and you find yourself wondering why this album is out here. Such a sweet memory should be kept in the house and looked at with love and joy. But as you flip through the album, it becomes more clear as the years pass by while this album is not inside. Is it empty? The baby years seem sweet, and the toddler years too. But as Wade grows into a child, something happens. Even in still photos, without context, you can see the distance growing between Wade and his mom. A small, thin, gap-toothed boy with wild hair and sad eyes. A tall pixie of a woman, perfectly groomed. Her face shows a smile, but it's strained and tense. Mistrustful distance, feet apart. Wade looks so uncomfortable when his mother touches him. I'm starting to think that whatever happened to his mom at the hands of Wade, she probably deserved it. Wade found a pair of dentures in the garbage today. He cried when I threw them out. Wade won't stop coming home with animal teeth. He pulls them out of the mouths of roadkill on his walk home from school. It's creeping me out. I tried to throw out these nasty jars of teeth Wade had. He marched right to the dump and brought them back. As you read through the inscriptions on the pages, the photos of the years gone past, you feel a sinking inside you. She wrote that in the photo album addressed to her son. Like, just pictures of her and Wade together, and she's like, my son's really fucking creeping me out. He keeps bringing home jars of teeth. It's super weird. Like, what? Who writes that in a photo album? It's strange to see a mother and a son grow apart like this, passing through time as an observer. Does she recognize the signs of a mentally unstable child? Is that why she was so unsettled by her son? Or was it his mother's fear that made Wade feel like the only way to indulge his love of teeth was to take them by force in secret? It's never easy to tell which event caused the other, but as you close the album and hide it, you find you can't get the huge, sad eyes of a young Wade out of your mind. Okay, I guess the only thing left is to escape. Finally, you decide it's time for you to get the fuck out of here. You have your best chance of escaping while he's at work. That way, if you get out, you'll have a multiple-hour head start before he can start tracking you down. You look around the basement for anything that might help, and you don't have much luck. At least, not until your eyes land on the pillow sitting on top of the dog bed. Stuck to the pillow, probably lost from the hair of a previous occupant, is a small, thin bobby pin. How fucking lucky is that? You grab it quickly, hoping you'll be able to pick the lock to the basement door with it. I've never picked a lock in my entire fucking life, but I'm sure it's just gonna take one try. We're gonna get it open. You're not exactly adept at picking locks, but you're gonna have to learn fast if you want to get out of here. You hurry up to the basement door, your heart racing. The door is still covered in scratches. Strips of paint peeled away by nails, marks of the desperation people just like you have felt here. You'll be the one to get out. You have to be. You'll get out of here and then tell the police everything. You fumble with the bobby pin, swearing under your breath as you jiggle it in the handle of the door. At first, it seems like it isn't going to work, but then you hear a faint click. You test the doorknob and it twists freely in your hand. Fucking told you. First try. First try. I'm great at this. You swing the basement door open, your eyes widening as you step out into the sunlight of the kitchen. You can't believe it. You might really make it. You might be able to get out of here. Why do I feel like he doesn't actually have a job and he's still here? Your hopes are crushed when the living room door slams open. You know you should run back to the basement, but you can't do anything except stare, dumbfounded. Wade is back, and he's not alone. Do we still have the scalpel? Who the fuck is this? Other than goals. The fuck are you doing outside the basement? Trying to leave, sir. The girl Wade is dragging along with him seems to be unconscious, slumped over as he drags her along. She doesn't look unconscious to me. One of her arms sits slung over his shoulder for support. He brings her down into the basement, glaring at you. He just leaves you there. Or did I just follow him? Did I follow him down to the basement? What happened? How is our chance? Like, he was already incapacitated because he had that chick on his shoulder. Caught off guard. We should have just stabbed him in the neck with a scalpel. Then, drag her little ass out and call the police. Also, are his eyes red now? Do you have red eyes? Okay. You better stay right where you fucking are if you know what's good for you. I don't know what's good for me. You watch through the kitchen doorway, your stomach turning with nerves. Leave! Wade straps the unconscious girl down to the dental table, cranking the shackles tight. Why have I not left yet? I am out in the kitchen. Why am I not leaving? What is happening? Then he turns back around, grabbing you hard by the wrist. The fuck were you thinking? I told you to stay in the basement. His hands are shaking a little, his pupils dilated to near pinpricks. Is he high? Something has him worked up, and it's not just the anger. He's probably on crack. He had a look like this on his face when he introduced himself to you. Something almost deranged, unnameable, but terrifying. Crack. He's coming unhinged, and you can't tell why. It's crack. Wade stands there silently for a moment, staring at you with those hungry, frightening eyes. Then he yanks you through the basement door, slamming it shut behind him. I know just the right punishment for you. Like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm here against my will. Why would I not try to escape? Since I can't exactly kill you yet, I need another outlet. Why can't you kill me yet? Why? That's weird. What a weird thing to say. Like, not that I want to be killed, but what is it about me that makes him want to hold back? Like, that's very weird. Am I the only one that thinks that's weird? I've sort of taken a liking to you, but our fun last night wasn't enough. Why? I haven't done anything except be an asshole. I need something more. Something raw. What does that mean? A strange, manic laugh bubbles forth, a sound you've never heard him make. I've known him for like 12 hours, and of those 12 hours, he was maybe in here with me for like 30 minutes. But I've never heard him make this sound. He's coming unglued, slowly splitting at the seams. His carefully constructed kindness is wearing away. And underneath it, you can see his true face, the ugly face of death. You stare at him in horror as he motions to the girl on the dental chair. Since you were stupid enough to try to escape instead of staying put, that means you're part of this now. You're going to help me every step of the way. Will not be doing that. You're frankly ashamed of yourself as you nod, too afraid of him to refuse. You don't want to sacrifice this girl's life to preserve your own, but something about his expression scares you. This is nothing like what he's done with you before. This is something different altogether. Something darker. Wade turns to the girl in the chair, grinning when he sees her begin to stir. Oh good, she's waking up. Where am I? The strange girl Wade has brought to the basement blinks a couple times, unsure of her surroundings. You feel guilty when you watch her tug at the restraints, remembering when you were in her position. Today, we're going to be doing a root canal. Wade turns to look at you, motioning for you to come closer. Bring me the drill, won't you? Oh, I'll bring you a drill. Put it in your neck, but I'll bring it. Your stomach turns, but you know if you don't do what he says, it could easily be you on that table. You walk to the tray of tools on his work table, picking up an electric bone drill. The girl must have been drugged somehow because she stares without comprehension at the drill. What's that for? Wade grins toward her as he takes the drill from you. You remember that sick grin from your first meeting with him. Hello there. My name is Dr. Curtis, and this here is a bone drill. We'll be using it to give you a root canal today. I don't need a root canal. I mean, I don't think I do. This poor girl. The girl looks around in a drug-induced haze, frowning a little. This doesn't look like a dentist's office. Well, it is. Now stop talking. I need to be able to access your teeth. Unlike with you, Wade doesn't even give this girl the chance to keep her mouth open on her own. He wedges the cheek retractor into her mouth right away, and after that, all that can be heard are muffled protests. Wade picks up the drill, pulling the trigger a few times to watch the tiny drill bit whir. Now, this might hurt just a bit. He brings the drill down carefully, pushing it against the chewing surface of one of her teeth. Can we stab him in the neck? Where is my option to stab this little bitch in the neck with my scalpel? Do we even still have it? Where the fuck is it? The smell of calcium fills your nose as bone shavings fly into the air. Above the whir of the drill, you can hear the girl's incoherent screams. Wade is getting worked up now, growing no. He drills a hole deep into her tooth, groaning a little as the core is exposed. All these nerve endings and blood vessels. No. You're not entirely sure what to do watching Wade drill into this girl's tooth. You know you could be the one in her place just as easily. Or I can stab him in the neck. That is a valid option. You feel like you should intervene. You shouldn't just stand by and let her die. Still, there's a good chance intervening might just lead to both of you dying. Is that a risk you can really take? Yes, stab him in the neck. Stab him. You can't just stand by knowing you might have been able to save her. You need to do something. You lunge forward, grabbing hold of the drill in Wade's hands. Why did I not grab the scalpel? Where is the scalpel? Where did the I put it in my pocket. I have it. Where the fuck did it go? Why? I'm trying to stab him. What the fuck are you doing? In the struggle that ensues, you can't think of anything except surviving. But Wade is stronger, and he has the upper hand. Before you know it, you're pinned, and Wade holds the drill close to your temple. The fierce drill bit is still whirring, and you can feel the slight breeze on your skin. Where is the scalpel? Give me one fucking reason I should let you live. Do I have like an inventory? I do not. Where is it? Fuck off. You're gonna die and you know it. There's no way you're gonna be able to save the girl either. But at least you can go out with some dignity. You glare up at him, spitting into his face angrily. Fuck off, you lunatic. You're insane. What the hell makes you think you're entitled to people's lives? Wade looks enraged, and he glares harshly. Weird. Fuck. Wrong answer. He buries the drill into your temple, all the way up to the hilt. You barely even have a second to register what's going on, but that's more than enough. The pain of having your brain scrambled up by the drill is unbearable. When your eyes closed, you know they're never going to open again. At least you went out with a bang. I am very salty about this. Why the fuck didn't we just creep up while he was like getting all into drilling into her teeth and stab him in the fucking neck with the scalpel and then tried to take the drill away from him? Because he's going to be like, what the fuck? And then, you know, if we pulled it out, blood spurting like a little fountain, and then we could have taken the drill and he would have died and then we could have gotten out of there. Why? That makes sense to me. Where the fuck was it? Did I miss it? Did I miss my opportunity? I was looking all around, seeing if I could find a scalpel button to push, and there wasn't anything that I saw. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm dumb and I missed it. If I missed it, please let me know. And if I didn't, I'm going to fight this game. All right. We have got, holy shit, we've got 10 endings for this man, and we have gotten 1. We're doing great. We still got a lot of endings to go. So this will not be the last that we see of Dr. Curtis. So I hope to see you next time, because I still need somebody to hold my hand. And I hope you take care of yourself.
All of my exes were crazy. I'm sure you've heard that before.